Hey guys, um, I'm doing this video because I'm going to share two visions the Lord gave me. He gave me a vision on the night of the 25th and 26th of this month here in November 2011. Um, I'm going to share them with you because I feel led to. The first one was I was standing and I was looking over this huge field, and there was people just um, walking aimlessly through the field, and they're all looking for scraps. They were just looking for anything. It was potatoes, and there wasn't any full potatoes. There was like in some places there was just half a skin of a potato, things like that, and people were so hungry that like a little child went to reach for a potato and an adult pushed him out of the way, pushed the little girl out of the way to get that piece of potato. So these people were so hungry that they would even take a piece of food away from their children. And when I say field, I mean just hundreds of acres of just barren field. You know what I mean? And people are just everywhere, walking, looking at the ground, trying to get something to eat. They're starving, and you can see the desperation on their faces. They're just lost. And when I turned around to my right, I seen a trail of potatoes for as far as the eye could see. And I mean, potato, 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 potato. And I thought to myself, wow, I have enough potatoes here, for forever. This is amazing. How is this? These people over here, they have nothing. They're scrounging. The adults are pushing over children to get a scrap. And I turn around and I see that I have, all just big, beautiful looking potatoes all the way for as far as the eye can see. And I'm thinking, this is amazing. I'm so lucky to have these, this potatoes here. And the next part of that vision is I'm back in with my old buddies in construction, and we're talking, and they're talking about things of the world, and I step in and say, because I know that they're aware of the field, they're aware of the situation, of how people are looking and starving to eat. And I step in and I say, hey man, let me tell you what the Lord's done for me. All those people with the field. And I go to tell them my story, and when I started to talk, they listened to me. But as I said, let me tell you what the Lord's done for me, they go, and they go back to their own worldly conversation. And every time I try to jump in and intercede with a story from the Lord and what He did for me with the potatoes and how I'm not starving and I have a surplus of potatoes, I wanted to share that with them. And as soon as I'd mention anything of the Lord, they'd tell me, get out of here, and they go back to talking about the world. Now, that was that vision. And when I asked the Lord, I said, what does this mean, Lord? Because I knew it was a vision. And He told me that the people in the field who were looking for scraps, who were pushing over their own children to eat, who walk around aimless with just lost faces, and they're in desperation, that these people do not listen, do not seek Him. And because I seek Him, because I love Him, and because He's granted me mercy, that He told me, I will always provide for you. I will always provide for your family. You will always have what you need. So, because I follow Jesus, because I love Jesus and chase Jesus, He graced me with all these potatoes, okay? And to the people who didn't follow, they're just lost, walking aimlessly, searching for scraps. And He showed me that with my old buddies, that as soon as I mentioned the Lord's name, they didn't want to hear it. He showed me, these people who do not want to hear me, who won't listen to anything about me, are the ones who will be out here searching for scraps. Those who seek me, I provide for. But see, these people openly didn't want to hear about him. They made a conscious decision not to listen to the things of the Lord. They didn't want to hear about the Lord or what he did. So it was basically telling me, because you follow me, because you love me, and you're trying to seek me with all your heart, I will provide for you. But these people here, you're trying to tell them, and they're not going to listen to you. You know, some people just aren't going to listen, and they're going to be left to wander aimlessly looking for scraps. Now that was the first night dream. And then the second night, this was the dream. Now, like I said, I was in construction, you know, building and all that. So I'm back on a job site, and we're building a house, and it's got a block wall, like an 8-foot parking garage, and then the house goes up 2 levels from there, and then you have the roof. So I noticed that at the very base of the house, one of the trusses, the outside truss is, you know, it's rotted. And I say, you know, yo, you guys got to fix this immediately. You know, this is part of your foundation of the house. This has to be fixed immediately. So I tell the foreman, who was my foreman when I did work. He was still the foreman in my dream. And I told him, look, this has to go. It's rotting out. He said, all right, yeah. So I told a bunch of people, you know, this has to go, this has to go, this has to go. And then a couple of days later, I look at that joist and I see it like just withering away, to the point where a guy grabbed it and like he was moving the joist, and it wasn't even it was moving freely. It wasn't even holding up the house, and all of a sudden the house caved in. That side of the house just caved in, and it just fell in, and there was guys working all through it now. I could see the guys. I looked up and I just seen guys falling, and I didn't see any death, but I did see guys falling, you know, 1 and 2 stories onto different wood. They were hurt, you know. It was they were injured badly, some of them. They were bleeding and things like this, and I thought, you know, how can this be possible? How can these guys, when I told them that the foundation of this thing was not secure, continue to build up now, you know, to the point where they're putting up the roof and the roof trusses and all. And so I call my foreman and I say to him, yo, John, I say, you remember I told you about this joists, right? He said, yeah. I said, these trusses here, the floor trusses, I said, I told you this thing had to be fixed. I told you this a week ago. I said, and nobody's done anything with it. I told more than one guy. I said, nothing was done with it, and this place just collapsed. I got guys over here hurt, you know. This is a nightmare. There's people hurt, man. And I never heard another answer on the phone when I called him, you know, after I said that to him. So I actually woke up like this, talking on the phone. So I came to like that. And I asked the Lord immediately, because I knew that it was something that He had given me. I said, Lord, what does this mean? Why did I have this dream? And He said, because you seen something was wrong, and you told people what was wrong. You told them that this was not safe. You told them they were in danger, and you kept telling them, and they kept saying, it's okay, it's alright. Oh yeah, we'll get it, we'll get that piece, we're going to fix it. We'll get it, we'll get it. And they kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and their foundation was not strong. And at a time when they never expected, it crumbled. It was over. And basically what He's telling me is that I can tell people the truth. I can warn people of anything. And people tend to say, I'll get it next week, or I'll do that, or I'm going to get right with the Lord. I just got to, I mean to do this, I mean to do that. And then your foundation breaks and it's over. Then your house collapses without notice. And you don't have any more time. So he was just showing me through these two visions that that I'm speaking to people. I'm trying to tell them the truth. And that he's telling me some people just won't listen. They won't hear it. They don't want to hear the things of the Lord. They don't want to hear anything that has to do with Jesus. And with the house collapsing, if your foundation is not strong, then you won't survive it. You'll collapse. You'll crumble. And also, the people keep putting things off. Okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. Even when you tell them the right thing, or you warn them of truth, or you warn them of a danger, and they don't heed their warning. That it's inevitable that they're going to suffer in some kind of way. So that's just my dreams, guys. I'm not going to, I guess, go through the whole interpretation. I might have already interpreted. I interpreted it to you as I heard it from the Lord. But anyway, I just thought I'd share it with you. I felt the Lord putting it on me, and I thought I'd give it to you guys. Alright, I love yous, and may the precious blood of Jesus protect yous all. God bless you guys.